Here's a visual of how we see things. This kind of represents how we see things in our field of view. Our field of view is the largest determiner of how we see things based on the angle to center frame. Everything moves towards center frame as things move away. So that is the main thing of how you see things. The next thing is angles from objects subtended to your eyes. That places them in their proper places within your field of view. Here we have a lighthouse. We have the land underneath it. This is a zoomed in image. He's going to back off the zoom, and you're going to watch all of that compress bottom first and become unresolvable bottom first as it compresses towards center frame. Your vanishing zone, the black hole of information. I'm going to play it back in slow motion so you can observe and see for yourself. Nobody can complain that this isn't a clear image. This is very clear. And you're going to watch all kinds of information disappear. See looks like a buoy. That'll disappear. So the information is compressing with distance. As you back off the zoom, it's no longer magnified. The problem with the zoom is people are fooled because they think, ooh, how can that big thing be hidden? Well, it's not hidden, it's just unresolvable. When you zoom in, you magnify the image. Now you see the red portion at the bottom of this boat. There's also going to be some turbines in here with yellow bottoms. Now the zoom is backing off. The ship is approximately 11 or 12 miles away. The turbines are closer, but still far away. Now you watch the yellow portions are becoming unresolvable as separate, and the bottom of the boat also before the tops. That's angular compression and Rayleigh criterion as things vanish into the vanishing zone, the black hole of information. Here you're going to see just a simple angle change. Compress the image. You saw the lettering. All he did was dropped down in elevation from 30 meters to just at the surface, or just by the water. You compress the letters. You can see a red space above the letters and below the letters in both images, where it's compressed or where it's not compressed. You can see that. So all it is compression. Simple angle change, nothing else. Here I want you to pay attention again to the red portions at the bottom of those boats. Also pay attention to that little white portion, little white strips you can see on the dock. Watch as they compress. He's going to back off the zoom. Once again, a very clear picture. Here he's backing off the zoom. Everything's compressing towards center. The vanishing zone black hole is swallowing up that information. You can no longer see the red portions at the bottoms of those ships. The whole image is compressing into a smaller and smaller area. This one comes from B-Ball for Life, or Earth is Life, you call them now. Watch what happens to the bottom of this boat. Everything's moving towards center. The bottom is compressing towards the surface. The information is becoming unresolvable. And all the information is being gobbled up in the black hole of the vanishing zone. These are mostly clips from your fellow globies. I don't want any complaining that the camera wasn't good enough. You see what happens? The zoom only reveals what's actually happening if you pay attention, especially when you play it back in slow motion like I did. The vanishing zone is a very real place. Angular compression and Rayleigh criterion are real things. Narrow angles compress information into smaller and smaller spaces as things move away from the observer. It's just that simple. And like I said, there's two things. There's angles from objects subtended to your eyes that become narrower and narrower with distance, and that vanishing zone. It has a limit. The depth of field is limited by elevation above the surface. The closer you are to the surface, like if you're standing on the beach here, the shallower the depth of field will be. The higher in elevation, the more depth of field. That's why when you have a boat that seems to be half hidden when you zoom in, is just too far past the angle for the whatever you're using to resolve it, whatever camera or telescope.